Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Shadows of Undrentide. Last episode, we finally managed to accomplish our goal and got water for our caravan. Now we can finally continue on through the desert and move on to where we need to go. I believe I've already emptied out my inventory. Yes, I have, and we are ready.
It is a pleasure to speak with you.
I'm eager to collect our water and be out of here. Are you ready to go? Yes, I am. Let's go. Good. I, for one, would like to reach the Owl encampment as quickly as possible. Let's go. I think maybe we made it. Nobody said otherwise.
Well, we finally got here. I want to thank you for all of your help. I know that I was a bit hard on you at times. We probably wouldn't have made it this time without you.
Of course.
Or without the boss's faithful kobold companion, Deacon!
True enough. Though I don't think I'll be hiring on any more kobolds to do the cooking, however.
Why not? Deacon likes to cook.
Well, I spent half of last night awake and belching uncontrollably from dinner, and I'm really too frightened to ask why that is.
Well, it all have to do with great big...
No, really. I don't want to know. Ever.
You will probably be wanting to hire a guide to take you to the dig site, where your Garrick fellow went. It's a little ways into the desert, I understand, and only the locals really know the way. I am sure one of the AO worshippers would be willing to take you. They're a fairly agreeable bunch, if a bit daft. Is there anything else you want before you leave?
Well, don't I get paid for helping your caravan get here? Paid? I was thinking of asking you for some gold to cover all the food you ate. We're not wealthy after all, and we took you and the others along as a favor to your mentor.
You not wants to make Deacon pay, does you?
No, though it's tempting, considering the kind of cook you made. No offense. At any rate, you're here, and here's where we agreed to take you. I will still allow you to buy some supplies at a good price if you're interested. Got any questions? What can you tell me about these AO worshippers? It's not Owl. I thought it was Owl. I guess maybe I'm in pain. They aren't a bad bunch, though there are a few with some very strange ideas. One of the priests likes to whip himself and... Well, I don't care for it much, but to each their own. I don't like to knock another person's religion, but any religion where the god couldn't care less about his followers... What can I say? I am not saying a thing! I am not touching that! Anyways, that's all I have to say about them. Anything else? How do I recognize Garrick? Tall, ugly, human scholar? Actually, in his crowd, that could be quite a feat. That mostly describes every one of the archaeologist folk I remember. Oh, he is male, too. That should cut it down by, say, 2. Sorry, but I'm sure if you ask, somebody will direct you to him. Anything else? Yes, let me see your goods. Ooh, premium discount. Hold on, I'm going to make things a little more favorable. Because I kind of want to get, if I can, another one of those.
It's a pleasure to...
yes. Still unfavorable. Really? Damn it. Okay, let's see. There was something in here I wanted to buy. Yeah, I kind of want to buy another one of these magic bags. We've already got... We got a magic pouch, which is 20%. Lesser magic bag, which is 40. She's got another magic pouch for another 20%. Or this one for 60. I think I'll take this one just so I actually have it. It's a bit costly, but we'll have it. Just in case. I have a feeling we may need it. Alright. No, I think you've been quite miserable enough to our friend. I don't think he likes you anymore. No, I don't like your attitude either.
Yes? Hello?
Criminy, this trip through the desert took a long time. Well, with your attitude, Mr. Cranky, this trip always feels twice as long. Alright, Torius.
Pleased to see you.
Aye, so I guess you'll be off then, now that we're here. What's the problem? Oh, it's nothing. Just that I'll miss you is all. You were a fine companion to lighten up such a dreary trip, you know. It's my only hope, really, that you might deign to satisfy one last request from a good friend. What do you want, Torius? Well, here's the thing. It's nothing illegal or anything like that. Nothing that would cause you any real trouble, per se. Out with it. The Aoists in this camp make a fine, fine wine. Most wonderful thing you'll ever taste outside of the Elven Vineyards. I'm not joking either. I had a taste the last time through here. The thing is that they keep their wine for religious purposes only. Bloody selfish bastards. They won't let me back in the camp now, even.
They got wine? Deacon never tries wine before. Does it make you happy?
Very happy.
Well, that not sound so bad, then.
I've been out of, good spirits since the Oasis. You've got a way of with getting what you want, Liam, so I was sort of hoping, that I would get you some of this wine. Exactly. Maybe it's time you slowed down on the drinking, Torius. Whoa! Here I am talking to you like you're my friend, and you come and hit me with that? What kind of friend are you? I'm concerned about you, Torius, that's all. Aw, jeez, are you serious about all this? Yes, I am. Alright, I get the picture. Torius is a drunken loud, is he? Well, I can change. No more drinking from me, how about that? I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah, well, being sober really stinks. There's sand in my pants and it itches. I really hate sand. It's coarse and rough and gets everywhere.
What can I do for you?
You are a decent traveling companion. If the gods wish it, maybe we shall meet again someday. I'm sure. Alright. Said goodbye to everyone. Well, almost everyone.
We can't do that.
With the exception of the, last person here. May as well see if the fortune teller has anything to say. Dashnaya?
'Tis a pleasure to speak with you.
I don't believe she does. Thank you anyway. Let us leave. It is time to go investigate the AO encampment. Which I can see right there. May as well take a look outside this interesting little fence wall thing first. See if there's anything of note. Doesn't look like there is. I guess there was no point in this, so back down we go. As I do, I will explore the area outside it first. Interesting gate. That's a way out of the desert, which... we can actually walk this way? What happens? Continuing on the road would lead you back into the desert and you've nowhere to go. I guess that kind of makes sense and is true. Alright. Let's head into the encampment. Really? There's a leopard there? Huh. Alright.
Hello.
Ah, another outsider. And I see you come with the caravan. It is good to see you. We don't get many visitors, and now 2 in one day. Wait, 2? Who else is here? Oh, this morning, just at sunrise, a half-dead man came crawling in here looking for a healer. I took him to the main temple so they could tend to his wounds.
Why he wants healer? A dragon tries to eat him, maybe?
I don't know, he wasn't really all that talkative, but from the looks of him, you might very well be right. I haven't seen him since, but no one said he died either, so I guess that is where you would find him if you're interested. Do you know anything about this injured man? I think he's one of the wizards that digs around amongst the ruins in the Valley of Winds. Garrick something. Would it be Garrick Halasser? That's the one. He's the head of the fellows out there. What do they call themselves? Archaeologists? Anyway, something bad must have happened. Doesn't that worry you? A little. We sent some of our boys out to take a look, see if the wizards need help. They haven't come back yet, however. Are there many of these wizards? I think there's about a dozen of them. They come here to buy supplies from Musharak every once in a while, but that's all we see of them, to be honest. Who's Musharak? Oh, he's a trader from one of the desert tribes, runs the market here. He's a hobgoblin, so don't get too surprised when you see him or anything. He's not so bad. Do you know what these wizards are looking for? I imagine they're looking for relics. Couldn't really say more than that, though. Are there many of them? Oh, we already asked. What is this Valley of the Winds? Well, if you go into the encampment, you'll see some carvings on the cliff face north of the temple. They were here when the Aoists first got here, I'm told. Anyway, there's a doorway by the waterfall that leads into a tunnel that goes right through the mountain. After that, you're in the Valley of the Winds. I think that's what the Bedine call the place. It's supposed to be full of ruins and the like. That's what attracted the wizards here in the first place. Alright, I have another question. Sure thing. Tell me about this place. Well, it's a desert, my lord. Hot, with lots of sand and sun, but not much water. Right. Oh, I see. I suppose you meant to tell you more about the encampment. Well, now, not much more to tell you. The Aoists built a temple where the minister meets with the faithful to contemplate, or whatever they call it. Otherwise, we've got a good spring to supply us with water, and we serve as a trading post for the Vedine and the occasional caravan, so it's not so bad overall, if you don't mind the scorpions. Why are you out here in the desert? I came here because my master, a former follower of Joaquin, came out here. He was searching for a new faith and found it in the Ao. Once my master found his new calling, he freed me. I didn't have anywhere better to be, so I decided to stay here and work as a guard. It's hot, thirsty work, but it could be worse. Tell me about this god, Ao. Oh, there's little to tell. I'm not really much of a believer, I'm afraid. Seems like even if this Ao does exist, he couldn't care less about anyone worshipping him. So his followers gather and contemplate the nature of apathy and so forth. Lots of debate, peaceful contemplation, that sort of thing. These things are quiet. Alright, I should go. Right, if you want to see the injured man, he should be in the temple. Good luck to you. Gotcha, we'll explore everywhere except the temple.
This be place you're supposed to go, boss? It's not very big. Deacon is very disappointed. This just gets footnote in epic tale, Deacon thinks.
Well, here's that Musharak.
I greet you.
Welcome to Musharak's fine desert emporium. I am Musharak, sole proprietor and scrounger of the only mid-Anarok mercantile business. How might I serve you today, good lord? Would you care to see Musharak's generous supply of goods at low prices? Aren't you a hobgoblin? My, you are terribly observant. I assure you, I, Musharak, may have the body of a hobgoblin, but I have the mind of an elf and the heart of a dwarf. And do not worry, their original owners were well compensated.
Where you get these parts? Deacon could use nimble fingers like gnomes.
You travel with a kobold bard and you think a hobgoblin merchant is strange? Well, it takes all kinds. If I only had the feet of a halfling, I would be the most well-rounded individual in the realms. Well, anyways, was there more to their question? Are you as evil as your kin? Great Tuvokri, I should think not. Most of my kind could hardly string a four-word sentence together. I do not claim any great virtue, but neither would I stab you in the back just to test my blade. All that I am is a humble merchant, though I am the best in this part of the world. Alright, so perhaps I am not humble. I am also a scrounger, but what good merchant is not? What is a scrounger? Let us say that you were interested in purchasing an item that I did not happen to have in stock. I would contact certain friends and see if I could find something you might find worth purchasing. If you needed something a little faster than my friends could get it to me, I could scrounge around and see what I could find. There could be a cloak or robe, perhaps.
Ooh, maybe you get Deacon a magic loot that makes big fireballs. Deacon makes even better companion for Hero with that.
A magic fireball loot? Try not to get your hopes up, I have my doubts.
Deacon could use good cloak too, he guesses.
Sure, there might be a small tear and a spot of blood on it, but if you're in a hurry... Could you do that for me? Well, I certainly could, but you should probably peruse the wonderful stock that I already have, as the effort it takes to scrounge up a magical item makes the cost somewhat prohibitive. Besides, it can take an awfully long time to reach my contacts, and you would likely be gone before the item arrived. If you would like, I can take a look around the encampment and see if there's anything interesting. That is a bit of time for my day, however. If you want me to see what I can find, it will cost you 100 gold. I'd rather you'd not steal anything from others. The word is acquire, not steal. Steal is such an ugly word. If it would soothe your conscience, I will promise to pay the owner if I find something for you. Is that good enough? Sure, see what you can find. I will start working on that right away. In the meantime, is there anything else I can help you with? I do have questions about you. Other questions here. How many merchants are there around here? Ha, you caught me there. Occasionally a caravan, such as the one you came in with, will wander through, but I am the only steadfast merchant here. Most of my gold comes from supplying the locals, trading water to the Bedine tribes, excellent trade there, from passing caravans and the occasional adventurer. Do you pay for the protection of or water of the Aoists? Now what kind of a fool would I have to be to do such a thing? I was a traveling merchant, making minor deals with the Bedine until I found out about this little settlement. They were trading this water for supplies from the tribe, so I thought it would be a good idea to settle down and help out both sides. Now I sell water to the Bedine and supplies to the Aoists. How could I possibly have a better setup than this? I suppose it sounds like a good situation. You are absolutely right. I was really very impressed that they gave in so easily. It was the most fortunate turn of events. Most neighbors would have put up a fight, thrown rocks, done something. It is really very strange that they are being so obdurate now. I could make my fortune if they would just tell me the secret to making their wine, or at least let me sell some. That is the only secret they seem to care about. They will talk about anything else for hours on end. Do not get them started on a conversation about the holy glory of ambivalence. It's their secret, leave them alone. Oh, I know, but they know next to nothing about how to make a decent sale. They barely get by with the amount they trade, but I swear I could be rich inside of 5 years selling their wonderful wine. Is their wine really that good? Have you ever experienced a moment in life where the universe suddenly come to a halt and you think you are on the verge of understanding all the deepest questions about life? Not really. Have you ever stood on the precipice of a mountain in the early morn, surrounded by fog, and then suddenly the sun rose, the fog lifted, and it was like you were seeing perfection? No, actually I kind of live by an ocean.
Deacon feel that way one time when his old master let him sit on his head and master breathes ice on human knights. It was like watching little statues.
You sat on a dragon's head?
Well, me was composing song for master, and me tells him Deacon got to get it right. Now how that song goes?
Thank you. I will take your word on it. No need to sing anything. I do not pretend to be a poet, friend, but my first sip of this wine changed the way I look at life. That was the moment I knew I could live in this desolate place and still feel fulfilled. That is how good it is. Would you like me to try to get you a supply? Would I like to find a beautiful, intelligent hobgoblin woman wandering the desert looking for a mate? Of course I would, but I think it rather unlikely. I am a very persuasive man, but they will not nudge for me. Still, you're welcome to try. I would be willing to pay handsomely for such a deal. How does 2,000 gold sound? That would be good. Very well. If you are successful, I shall pray to Duvakri that your life will be free from treachery. Is there anything else? Yes. One moment. Who is this Duvakri you spoke of? He shows you a small idol. Duvakri is the hobgoblin god of trickery. I keep my idol and offer it small gifts to help protect me from being fooled as I fool others. What do the Aoists feel about your worship of this other god? Ever get caught in a sandstorm and suddenly feel the need to relieve your bowels? I imagine I am only slightly less of an annoyance than that. But just like the sandstorm, in the end, I really just do not care. I am me, and they can take me as I am. They're far too nice to chase me off. Alright, I have questions about the Aoists. I do not like to talk about my neighbors much. They're odd, but accommodating. How do you get along with the Aoists? They really are an interesting group, so long as they keep their religious ideas to themselves and keep paying me for the supplies they need. It was very kind of them to allow me to take over trading the water to the Bedine. I was afraid they might... I was afraid they might put up a fuss, but they just looked at my guard, Ludo, and shrugged. Say hello to the nice lord, Ludo. See, we are all getting along so well. How lovely. Now, how about would you like to browse my wares and maybe make a purchase or two? Who is the Aoist leader? The minister is the leader of this group, if it can be said that anyone is a leader here. Do not ask him about his religion, though, unless you really want to waste a day or two. If you need to find him, he is in the big temple. I would not bother if I were you, but it is your time. Where are the archaeologists? Oh, they're excavating in the Valley of the Winds. I told the fools that if they found any powerful magic items, I would pay gold for them, but they seem to think they should keep it all. Greedy fools. If you speak to the minister, I heard rumors that one of the mages returned from the valley today, pretty roughed up. That is all I know about it, though. None of my business. How did the Aoists survive here? Have you ever cut a worm in half and noticed that both halves keep on living? Well, I have noticed that, but I do not know how they manage it. I do not know how these fools survive either, but there you have it. Every once in a while they come to me and purchase supplies, but I rely more on my income from trading with the Bedine tribes. That's all my questions, so let me see your goods. Every item is wonderfully crafted and will never break, bruise, spoil, or run out of charges unless it is designed to do so. I'm sure. Gargoyle boots are fairly good. You get stones. It uses a few charges, but you can get stone skin, massive fortitude saving throw, and an armor bonus, which is a bit better. Don't have the constitution bonus, but it's good. Shifting sands. Penalty to haste? No, thank you. Various armor and the like. Greater adventurer's robe. Couple skin of the manticore. Druid and ranger only. And cloak of movement. Couple basic weapons. Death shroud axe. Oof. Various potions. The various magic items. Nothing particularly notable here. And nothing in the miscellaneous. Alright. Guard have anything to say? We works for Musharak. He's smart hobgoblin. Trade all over desert. Quite a few worshippers around here. Let's take a look around some more. Looks like this is probably the way through into the Valley of the Winds that they mentioned.
Hey there.
There is no need to walk about our encampment armed. No one here will hurt you. Yes, but it's so much easier than having to put it away over and over again. Pretty sure you guys are not going to have anything to say, though. Alright, let's look around a bit more. I think I saw someone else around here. Yes, over here. Jasmina. Interesting.
Hail and well met.
Greetings, traveler. You have the look of one who has journeyed a long ways, yet still has far to go. Who are you? My name is Jasmina. This is my grove, simple as it may seem. I tend it with affection, regardless, and the wine made from the fruit of these plants is well loved by the worshippers here. So you're a druid? I am. The province of a druid is not solely that of verdant hills and forests. Nature exists here in the desert as well, and its caretaking requires the same caution. What is a Bedine doing here amongst these worshippers? Repaying a debt. When I was a young child, I still lived with my fellow Bedine. I became lost in the desert one day, and the Aoists found me near death. They nursed me back to health, and so I have stayed here to perform this one task for them. They revere the desert wine, so I am glad to make it. So this is where the famous Aoist wine is grown? Yes. It is no great orchard, as I'm sure exists in more fertile lands. Indeed, if I did not coax this gentle life from the sands, it would not even grow here. It is an old tradition amongst the druids of my people. The wine is sacred and used in meditations and rare rituals. The Aoists have adopted this custom, and I am glad to provide it for them. Is there any way I could get some of this wine? I'm afraid that's impossible. You'll need to speak to the minister in the temple, but I'm sure he will refuse. Tell me about this Valley of Winds. My people knew about the Valley of Winds long before the worshippers of Ao came here. Our tales say that this is a place of death.
Why they calls it that? Deacon would think it'd be place of winds. Why not calls it Valley of Death?
Well, I would feel no fear if I walked through that, I can say that. I do not know. I suppose my ancestors were not as wise as you, little one.
Now you just makes fun of Deacon. He draws funny caricature of you in epic story, just you wait.
When the worshippers came, we avoided them at first, certain that they would stir up the old evils that exist here. They are not explorers, however. They were content simply to live. So we accepted the Aoists. Our tales eventually reached the ears of wizards in the far lands, however. They came here to explore and dig. Perhaps already they have found something they did not wish to. Why do you say that? One of them returned here from the valley, alone and wounded. Others have been sent to the valley to see what has happened, but they have not returned at all. That leads me to believe that something has happened at the wizard's site, though I can only pray it does not endanger others here. How do I reach this valley? There is a passage through the mountain by the waterfall behind the temple. This will lead you into the region we call the Valley of the Winds. If you seek the site specifically where the wizards are digging, however, you will need to speak to the wounded man at the temple, if you have not already. I have never been there myself. By the way, Musharak wants to sell this wine of yours. So he does. He's a greedy creature, even for a merchant. Whether or not the wine is sold anywhere, however, is the minister's decision and not mine. But you're the one who grows the wine. That is true. I do not grow it for myself, however. I grow it for the Aoists to whom I owe a debt. The wine is theirs to do with as they wish. Is there nothing that could change your mind? Perhaps. Though I doubt this will lead to anything, to tell the truth. Musharak is a wealthy creature with access to many goods and medicines that the Bedin could use. Unfortunately, he charges more for these things than is reasonable. My people provide him with much and get little in return. If you were to persuade him to change his policy, then perhaps I might give him a small but regular supply to sell. And what would the Aoists think of such an arrangement, I wonder? No doubt they would say the wine is mine to do with as I wish. Say anything to the Aoists, however, and whatever deal you arrange is off. Is that clear? And how am I supposed to convince Musharak to do such a thing? I do not know. I have never been able to convince him before now. If he values this wine as much as he seems to, perhaps that will be enough. I'll talk to Musharak then. You do that, though I doubt you will get far. Musharak enjoys great wealth from the labors of my people, and he values wealth above all else. I'm sure. I'm going to save before I speak with him, though, just in case. Alright, Musharak.
I greet you.
A repeat customer, my favorite kind. How might I help you? First, have you found anything special I might wish to purchase? I had a look around the camp and spoke to some, people, and they have something that was found in the Valley of the Winds. It's a magical belt, and it cost me a fair coin to buy it. In this case, there was no other way for me to acquire the item, so I hope you're ready to pay 40,000 gold for it. The item will allow you to move quickly and absorbs damage, so it is quite powerful. Surely it did not cost you that much. 30,000 gold should be enough. My 17 children would starve should I accept an offer like that. You may steal the belt from me for a mere 3,500,000 gold. To see what it is, I will take it. Excellent, that is what I love to hear. It is always a pleasure to please a customer, especially when it also helps fill the coffers. Is there anything else? Deacon, if you don't mind, please identify it and tell me what it is. Kalian Belt. Kalian Fervent was an aging adventurer who could never seem to keep up with adventuring groups. Taking his life savings, he invested in the creation of this magical belt, which allowed him to keep up when it really mattered. One day he got into a fight with one of his other party members, and when Kalian activated the haste on his belt, his heart gave out. Use haste once a day, and soak 5 damage, plus 1 soak 5 damage. I don't think it's really worth it. I think I'd rather keep the Sash of Shimmering right now. Hold on, I'm going to reload so I don't spend that much money. Okay, let's try this again. I do want to see if you have anything else. Never mind. That is very disappointing, but I hope you'll be able to purchase it later. By the way, Jasmina says she will allow you to sell her wine. I cannot believe she would go behind the minister's back in such a way. Tell me, what condition would this be based on? You can only have the wine if you supply the Bedin for free. Well, now, Give away freely gotten water and sell expensive but still freely gotten wine? I suppose there is room for profit there. It will not be as much gold as I was anticipating, but I suppose it will have to do. Go and tell her that like a tree that topples over onto the axemen, so too have I too have fallen to her will. You really like metaphors, don't you? It is kind of... Alright, Jasmina.
Well met.
Musharak has agreed to supply the Badine in exchange for wine. Indeed. Very well then, I am not proud of what I must do, but if it will help my people, then a small supply to make Musharak happy will not hurt. I will watch him, however. Should he try to cheat my people once more, then he gets nothing at all. I am sure that will be incentive enough. Thank you, traveler. Though you no doubt arranged this deal for whatever reward Musharak has offered you, you have also done my people a service. I wish you well. Of course. And I think I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we'll take a look in these few camps, in these few huts over here, and then in the temple itself. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I'm Chessick44. That is Liam Johnson and Deacon. This has been a Let's Play of Shadows of Undrentide. And I shall see you all next time.